this next training. Now, this next training is going to be very, very intensive. Okay. Let me get myself set up over here. So, Courtney, this is all you. Chelsea. And I called you Courtney like 3 times.
I know.
Terrible etiquette. Now, watch this. I am sorry. Got you. You know how many people mess around, don't even apologize? They're like, nah, it's all good. So, where's my apologies? Okay? Alrighty. Courtney?
No.
Courtney. What is it?
Chelsea.
Chelsea. Oh my goodness. It's like Marcy over here. Chelsea, New York. Oh, like Chelsea, New York City.
Yeah.
Chelsea, oh, you lit.
Okay.
It took me like 3 days. I literally had to think about Marcy Projects to remember her for some reason. I don't know why, you know?
Mercy Profits.
Huh? But that's where Jay-Z came from. So she's worth $1 billion. Hold that. Okay? Okay? Girl, worth $1 billion right there. Alrighty. Hey, yo. Alright. Always somebody crushing this shit. Alrighty. Yo, he be the first thing to Captain Obvious over there. Alrighty. So we're gonna get into the very first training. Alrighty. So now it's really crunch time now. Alright, are you guys really ready for this next training? Yes. Alright, this next training, this is gonna be your IBO blueprint. This next training right here. So this is the next training where you guys are gonna want to take a lot of notes. This is the training right here where you guys are going to need the absolute most focus. I need you guys hyper-focused for every single word that I say, because the minute that you think about something else and you tune back into my conversation, you're going to be 2 steps behind. That's how much information is about to come out in this training right here, right now. Are you guys ready? Yes. Alrighty, now, let me just make sure I'm in the right room. Everybody in here wants to go chairman. Yes or no? Yes? And you guys are not afraid of the work, right? No. I don't know who said this, but somebody said a lot of people want to be chairman. They want to run to chairman, but they're running away from their responsibilities. Okay? So we don't want this to be that type of room. We want to run towards chairman. We want to run towards the responsibility. We want to run towards the work. Because that's what we do. That's what gets the bag. That's what separates us. That's what separates every single successful person in the planet from every other Joe Schmo. And you can be Joe Schmo, you can be broke, busted, disgusted, and crusted your whole entire life, or you can really just decide to step up and show out and really give this business all you got. I gotta tell you guys one thing, we're talking a lot about this today, but a lot of us, we haven't really gave this business all we got. And I want you guys to remember this, right? Ignorance on fire is always going to be 100 times better than knowledge on ice. Ignorance on fire is always going to be 100 times better than knowledge on ice. Okay? Because I can ice you up, I can throw you in a drink. That's it, you're done. But when you're ignorant, you're on fire, fires spread like wildfires. They can go all over the world. You could be a wildfire in California. You could be a wildfire in New York. You could be a wildfire in Mexico. You could be a wildfire anywhere you want to go, but you have to get on fire. You need this burning desire to want to be able to go next level. Now, if I could do one thing, properly, is I could show you guys how to run up a market. So I'm going to give you guys the blueprints that help me get from starting in this industry to C100. Okay, is that a good blueprint for everybody? Yes. Okay? Now, COVID came in. Okay, because I'm not celebrating past wins, wherever Manny's at. All right? I'm not celebrating past wins, but I will say this. COVID came in, and COVID changed the game for us. Changed the game. So the business took a left, took another left, went all the way left. And I'm like, well, we hit C100. I'm glad I'm here. But I can't actually say what happened during COVID because it was something different. But before COVID, the first 2 years, I've always had a structured blueprint on how to be able to build my business. I always had a structured blueprint on how to be able to build the markets up. I always had a structured blueprint on how to be able to build leaders inside of the marketplace. And I firmly believe that blueprint, following that blueprint, and this very blueprint that I'm giving you right now, when Lasaldo had came to my house, when Anthony Ortiz came to my house, and they got me started. They blitzed me. They came to my house. One's supposed to be in the other side of Brooklyn, and one's supposed to be all the way in Atlanta. They're like, yo, Manny, come outside. I'm not even in IM yet. I step out the door. I'm like, these no good, mother. You supposed to be there. You supposed to be there, and now y'all here. I know what time it is. I know what time it is. Y'all about to run me up. You're about to shake me down. And they my boys, so if they really your friends, they're not going to let you leave until they force you to sign up. Lou stood there for 3 hours talking to me before I got started. And then just to make sure I didn't cancel my membership, he stood in my house overnight. Got up. He's like, yo, you still active? I'm like, yeah, I'm still running. He's like, I bet, I'm out. I was like, okay. You know what I'm saying? That's a different type of accountability. All right? Some of y'all are going to be staying over 1,220 people's houses every single day this year. You'll catch that later. That's Jim 25, right? Okay. So anyway, so I literally created this blueprint in my head, and I ran this blueprint. And I ran it every single day. And I firmly believe that it helped us get the foundation that we have now to be able to go next level. Now, I will say this, right? Do you guys agree that in-person energy is way better than what online energy would ever be? Yes. You can't, this is not fake. You can't fake this energy, the stories, the testimonies, the tears that we hear, the triumphs, everything that's here. And I'm not saying that you have to do events to be able to go chairman. You can go chairman many other ways. But if you want a strong, stable foundation of accountability, you want to be able to build it through people. You want to be able to build it through your market. And I'm going to show you another reason how true this is. If you're from NYC in here, can you show your hands? I'm from New York City. Now, why is this room not filled up with people from Georgia? Why are people in here not filled up from Cali? Because where am I from? I'm from NYC. And look, through the ups, through the downs, through the ups, through the downs, through the ups, through the downs, 4 years later, we're still building, and look where the foundation's coming from. New York City. Some of you are from a few other places. So do you see how this plan, 4 years later, has still created a staple foundation in this business here? For me personally, do you guys see this? How many of you guys want this type of foundation for your business? How many of you guys really want to look around the room and be able to say 50, 60 Platinum 150s, Platinum 600s in your organization? At our peak, we had around 500 like Platinum 150s and P600s in our organization. There were so many ranks in the back of it. It was insane. We wouldn't even be able to do an event like this. And I think Rob was talking about it. He said, yo, when these pullbacks happen, it's good because it allows you to see, like Joey said, when the dust settles, you can see who you really need to work with, who you really need to be able to invest time in. What do you think we're doing to you guys right now? Investing time. When's the next time that you're going to be able to get a close, intimate space like this with educators and chairmen and P5Ks and your mentors in a close proximity environment like this that's not a huge star-studded event? It ain't going to happen often. So these are the type of things that you really have to if you guys want this, I'm going to teach you guys how to get this. You guys ready?
Yes!
Alrighty. Alright, so the first thing that we're going to talk about is this, right? So this is your road to Chairman 100. This is going to be an event, training, type of thing. Now, before I even talk about events, before I talk about anything, I got to talk about you guys. And I need you guys to understand one thing here, all right? I need you guys to understand that there are A players in the market, okay? And then there are impact players that are in the market. And you have to decide, are you an A player, like the first letter of the alphabet, or are you an impact player? Like when you hit something as an impact, are you an A player or are you an impact player? And you have to be able to transform yourself from an A player to an impact player, because only impact players become market makers. And that's what you guys want to become. And put down in your notes, you want to become a market maker. You want to be the type of person that when you move, your whole market moves. If you go to an event, your whole market goes to an event. You throw an event, your whole market goes to the event. You want to be that person. You want to be that market maker in your space. But in order to become a market maker, you have to take yourself from an A player to an impact player. Now, what is an A player? Now, these are things that not just only to identify for yourself, but look to identify these 5 characteristics in people within your organization. Because you guys are going to have all 5 of these qualities, hands down. So these are the same qualities that you want to be able to identify with people inside of your organization, because you'll know who really has that juice. You understand? Tupac, remember I got the juice? Yeah. We got to know who has the juice on the team. So first, remember this, right? When you're looking at your team, right? And it's a phrase, but just think with me, right? It goes like this: hire for attitude, train for skill. Okay? You want to look for people on your team that have the right attitudes. Attitude over skill, right? You want to be able to hire for attitude and be able to train or skill. Because I'd rather take a young, hungry person that's ready to run it up, that wants to be able to get the bag all day long, opposed to somebody that got a stick up his behind that thinks he's too good. Oh, I built the market. I already hit chairman rank. I already been in MLM. Bro, you still a buster. Don't talk to me, man. You ain't putting up numbers now. Celebrate your wins now, not your wins in the back of the day. What you doing right now, okay? So you want to be able to hire for attitude, training, for skill. And every time I said this, right? And this is something that you guys can take out for your notes personally. Remember this, right? Talent will only take you so far, and character will carry you the rest of the way. All right? Talent will only take you so far, and character will carry you the rest of the way. Your talent will be able to bring you to a certain rank. Your talent will be able to bring you to a certain circle. Your talent might be able to get you in a certain group chat. But your character is what is going to maintain you at that rank and bring you. The likability factor that you have, the emotional intelligence that you have, all these different things that define your character. Because you ever see somebody who's like, I just don't, pardon my French, I just don't fuck with this dude right here. Like, I'm not working with him. You understand? You ever been somebody around somebody like that that you just don't like F with? Has anybody felt like that about somebody? Yeah. What's the likelihood of you even want to work with them? It ain't gonna happen. So you could be a C100, C500, C750. If I don't with you, I don't want nothing to do with you. And I ain't building under you. I'm gonna go somewhere else. Bottom line, point blank, period. All right? So that's the first thing. The second thing for an A player is that an A player is eager to learn and earn. You want to find somebody that's eager to learn and earn. Somebody that is just hungry for the information. People that want to consume the information. They want to be on the Go Lives. They want to be on the mentorship calls. They want to be on the Zooms. They want to show up. Write this down for your notes. 90% of success is just showing up. Okay, show up to every event. Show up to every Zoom. Show up to every national event. Show up to every training, every regional. Show up every single day. I promise you the bag will follow after that. Right? The third quality of an A player. Okay? Which is people that move with urgency and intention. All right? These are people that move with urgency and intention. And you'll know the minute that you register a customer or an IBO, but we can start with the customer. If you just register somebody, they're moving with urgency and intention. Like they just have a purpose. They're just like laser focused. Like, I need to know this information. I gotta go here. They're not waiting for you. They're just going. They're going. They're like you sense that they're on some type of mission. They're just trying to move from wherever they're at to where they ever want to be. How many people here have intentions and urgency and they're moving and moving and moving and moving? Right? Now, fourth is somebody they're teachable and coachable. All right, somebody that you can actually talk to and then they can take it with a grain of salt and not get upset at you for trying to correct them because you love them. You understand? But they can take that correction and then act on that correction and be able to become better and have a stronger relationship. Not somebody that when you talk to, you give them advice, they're like, and they feel a type of way, and like, bro, you know what? If I didn't like you, if I didn't love you, if I didn't want you to do better, I wouldn't even try to correct you or help you in this situation. I would just, fuck you. Like, I'll just walk over here. Go do your thing. Go crash and burn. You understand? So you want to find people that teach you and coach you, people that you can actually talk to in this business, coach with them, work with them. Do that. And I feel like everybody in here is that. And then the fifth quality of an A player is somebody that has a very, very high belief level. Okay? There's somebody that has a very high belief level. Like, it does not matter what's on the outside. What matters is what's on the inside. They just believe that they can make this happen. How many of you guys believe that you guys can make this happen? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Okay? So those are A players. Those are the qualities that you guys exhibit right now. Those are some great qualities. Yes or yes? Yeah. I'm going to start so fast because I have a lot of information to walk through because I'm going through 2 trainings in one here. So that's an A player, all right? A players are people that are just good customers. They're good IBOs. They're good to just keep around the fire. They're all around great performing type of people. But we need to transform an A player to an impact player. So if you are an A player, if you resonated with each of these qualities, how many of you guys resonated with these qualities that I just shared? Right? If you don't raise your hand, you're in the wrong room today. Okay? Okay. I thought she was laughing. I was like, out. Okay? So that's A, right? So look, from there you want to be able to go into an impact player. So what is an impact player? So here are 5 qualities of an impact player, right? And this, I just need you to understand this. So first, an impact player is somebody that has, it's 5 words. I'm going to break them down to sentences. The first thing an impact player has is purpose. You need to have purpose. It's a person that contributes, that wants to be able to contribute to their community. And you can hear them in their voice. And when they talk about doing this, they're not like, yo, I'm doing this just to get rich. They're not really being like selfish. They're not selfish. It's okay if you want to be materialistic, you want to do this, you want to do that, that's fine. But they want to genuinely help other people. Like if you look at Rob, you know, Rob said, okay, people can talk about him being materialistic, and you look at him, he looked like a whole bag of money, he dressed good, he looked good, but Rob genuinely got a really great heart. He comes from a really good family. He really wants to see people do good. He wants to see his community. He wants to see his people come up. And when you talk to people, just give me 5 minutes and I'll give you your future. I already understand, like just by what's coming out your mouth, I already know what you're about. You can just hear it on somebody. Yes or no, when you have a conversation with them. Like whatever's occupying your mind is going to come out your mouth, and I just know if I want to mess with you or not. So impact players are people that want to contribute strongly to their community. They want to do it for reasons greater than themselves. They really have a purpose to do this. The second quality of an impact player is passion. Okay? It's people that move with authority. Okay? They are very passionate about what they do. We talked about this earlier. Passion is mandatory. Like if you don't have passion, you're not going to be able to move people. You're not going to be able to come in front of this room and sway the opinions of others. You're not going to be able to move people's hearts. You're not going to be able to captivate people with your words. When you talk, they're not going to be locked into you if you do not have passion for when you're doing this. You understand me? Yeah. Do you hear the passion in my voice? Yeah. You're locked in right now, right? Yeah. You're not losing me, are you? No. I know you're not, because I talk with passion. Okay? Now, the third type of quality that an impact player has is knowledge. Okay? It's knowledge. They're the MVP in their marketplace. Okay? MVP. What does MVP stand for? It's the most valued player. Alex Morris said this in his 8-figure earning. I took so many notes from his 8-figure earning because I've referenced it 3 times since I've been here. He said that if you want to be the highest paid in the room, if you want to be the highest paid in your market, if you want to be the highest paid, you need to be able to make yourself irreplaceable. So think about that. Are you irreplaceable? If you leave today, will anybody even feel your presence of being gone? And they don't feel your presence, they don't feel your volume, they don't feel your people, you a ghost. You ain't no impact player. No way. You fade and then another one comes in, you're going to cycle out like the rest of the customers. You guys don't want to be a ghost, do y'all? No, I don't think so. Remember, it's the legacy, it's the last name. Remember that, the legacy is the last name. We're here to build our last name, our legacy, our wealth. Alrighty? Now the fourth type of characteristic for an impact player, okay, is leadership. Alrighty? It's leadership. It's people, oh no, I mixed these up. It's people that make themselves irreplaceable. Whoops, that was leadership. Last one was MVP of the marketplace. Kind of switched that up a little bit. Okay? Just be the person that knows everything that you need to know in your marketplace, which is why I'm giving you the information now. Alrighty? And then the fifth one, right over here, is a creative. An impact player is a creative. They are people that can think like an enterprise, not just an entrepreneur. Okay? You have to be able to think like an enterprise. When I look at you guys, okay? When I look at you guys and I see the leaders on your head, not L, not for losers, leaders. When I see the L's on all of your head, L's is just a terrible word. What am I'm trying to like flip that, it ain't working. Okay. So I look at you guys as leaders, but what I also look at you guys as is franchises. What I see is different people from different places in different markets that can run up different parts of this country. That's what I see. So do you look at your team and do you see that? How creative are you with your mind, with your business to really be able to expand? You have to think global, not local. Does that make sense to all of you guys? Yeah. So if you can have these qualities, purpose, passion, knowledge, leadership, and being a creative, with that understanding, this is how, this is somebody that's an impact player. This is somebody that when they show up to the event, they're saying something that you're taking away like, bro, that changed me. They're saying something that's moving something inside of you. They're saying something that you're just something is flaring up. That's what an impact player. And it takes an impact player to honestly move the market. And this is why when the company wants to be able to launch new markets, launch new countries, go out to different places, when they need to be able to do this, you have to understand they look for P1000 and mostly P2000s. If you want to get Alex, Jason, Matt, or Vaughn to a marketplace, not us, not a C100, if you want to get a chairman elite to come out, because when they come out, you know it's on and popping. You know they throwing checks, they doing promos, they doing this, they doing that. If you can get an elite in this company to come out to your marketplace, you're doing something right. Not just C100. No. Your chairman elite, Matt, Jason, Ivan, David, Alex, when they come out to your marketplace, you know that you are moving. So they look for a Platinum 2000. You can pop Platinum 2000 in any country around the world that doesn't yet have an educator or a team. If you can get a P2000 pop in that country, they will fly out and help you build up that market. Did you guys know that? But what does it require to do that? An impact player. That's what it takes. Not a leader. That's why sometimes when we go to a market, you guys are all active leaders. Have you guys ever been to a market? You go to the market, you build it up, you do the event. It's so lit. Yes, you leave. As soon as you leave, the further you go away, the faster the volume drops. By the time you go off the plane back home, you already lost the whole team of 30 that you built over there. Like, what is my money over here, bro? Like, you know? And why? Because we just didn't set these people up. They weren't the right people to be in position. You understand? So before we talk about any events, you have to understand the difference between A players and impact players. So all the training, all the stuff, this is a prerequisite before we get into the training, and then you're going to hear me talk about impact players throughout the training. So when you guys go back home, all the knowledge that you guys got here today was the information that you needed to become an impact player in your market. Yeah. We're going to send you all of these audios. You're going to hear this audio. You're probably at home right now listening to this audio, and I want you to understand that the feeling that you have here in this room is the same feeling I want you to have in that room while you're listening to this audio, because this is where the transformation is going to come from. I want you to relish in this energy. I want you to live in this energy that you're feeling here today. Don't ever let it go. Don't ever let it go. This is the energy that you need to go home and hit chairman. This is the energy that you need to go home and fucking run through walls. This is the energy that you need to build up your marketplace. Do you understand? You are on fire. Okay? As long as you guys are on fire, your market will never go out. It's like that Charmander tale. Boring. He still got a little ember. I never understood. Like, why don't you tell yet, Charmander? It's raining that hard, bro. His fire never goes out. That's like you. Your fire can never go out. Alrighty? Alrighty, so you guys ready for the blueprint now? Yes. Alrighty. So how does the blueprint start? It starts like this. When you go back home, remember, this is my blueprint, not mine, whatever. I learned it from the industry, obviously, but this is the steps that I took, okay, when I went home. This has nothing to do with Zooms and all this stuff. This is building up your marketplace. This is where if you want us to pull up to your city, your town, where your leaders, we'll gladly do that, yes or no? Yeah. We pull up to any of your cities and towns. They call any one of us, we out there, we connected like this, we a real mob. We'll get connected. We'll go to your town. We'll give your town energy. But you have to build your town up first. So this is how we do it, right? First thing, a lot of steps. First thing that you guys got to do as soon as you go back home is you guys need to start a home event. You guys need to do a home event. And if your house, part of my language, is a shitty little box, I want you guys to understand that my house, where I lived, okay, after leaving the union, after leaving the job, and starting in network marketing all over again. You guys don't know my story, but I left a $72 an hour job doing commercial construction and roofing, New York City. I gave that all up to chase a dollar and a dream with this opportunity. Who do you know would ever give up a $72 an hour job to be able to chase this? I had my own mother looking at me. I had moved back there with my mother because I didn't have enough money to live by myself. I had her in that room like, you need to get a job. Right? I had my daughter's mother that was struggling, okay, that she hurt her back in a 5-car collision. She couldn't even pay for her own kids, pay for our baby, pay for nothing. And I'm over here choosing to struggle to work on my goals and dreams, okay? And I had no money coming in, and I had my own daughter's mother looking at me like, yo, you're a real piece of shit. You need to go get a job like a real man. You need to do that. That's the type of shit that I had in my ear every single day. And what did I do? Did I let that weigh me down? No. Because a leader is the one that's able to build a foundation with the stones others have thrown at them. Don't expect other people to understand your grind when God didn't give them your vision. I need you to understand that. Their opinions don't pay the bills. So you got to keep driving. You got to keep driving. You got to keep driving because one day is going to be your day. I need you guys to understand that. One day, I don't care how hard it is. One day is going to be your day. I struggled in this industry for years. Everybody against me, my own friends left me. My own best friend looked at me like that when I told him we had a home-based business opportunity. I looked back at him and he really gave me the look like this, like, Man, this dude, and we were never friends. Again, because we were never friends in the first place. You understand me? You understand me?
Yes.
So, I kept grinding in this industry. My shitty ass house, I had 4 walls. My walls were so ugly, so crusted. I had little mice running around that apartment. They had a little tiny ass apartment. Bathroom looked like dirty ass crack. It was so nasty. The walls were bad. I literally got a spatula with composite with Anthony. I was like, yo, we gotta spackle these walls. I spackled those walls. I sanded them. I painted them. I must have breathed in like a pound of dust. I was like, I'm gonna make these walls look better just so this room looks better. I had a couch that Darwin Lopez calls the dumpster couch. I'm telling you right now, and because we have ladies in here, I'm gonna be super like disrespectful, but that if you put a black man on that couch was disgusting. I stains, my kids, juice, the dogs, this, that, and the third. All this nasty stuff was on my couch. It's a nasty ass couch. And you go, you want to sit on that shit, right? Hell no. So you know what I did? I need you guys to understand how realistic you got to make excuses about why you can't do events. I'm standing in here in front of you. You almost smacked Chairman 250 in the face 4 years ago. I was a complete fucking loser inside of my house. And y'all complaining, oh, I can't go P600. You're letting your excuses go beyond you. Don't let that happen. I need you to understand that. You know what I did? I took a sheet and I put the sheet over my couch. My house was so hot, Darwin brought over an AC that I had to plug into the window and just let run in the house because it was so hot in that house. I had 1 dumpster couch, 1 TV up here, 2 nightstands that were hand-me-downs from my old boss that I had left right there. That's what my living room looked like. Did I not hit C100? Yes. Did we not build the market of chairmans? Yeah. I need you guys to understand this. So, no, it's good. I don't need the props. I just need you guys to really understand. Because I'm giving you the real me right now. You understand? I'm giving you the real me. I'm not worried about my past. My past does not determine my future. Okay? So, you guys need to go home and you need to start running home events. If your house doesn't look that good, make it look good. If you really can't do it in your house, go find somebody on your team and go do it at their house. If you can't do it at their house, then whatever you got to do, go to Starbucks, go to McDonald's, go anywhere that you got to go, but be able to find a space that you can start working. Okay? And the reason why you guys need to go home and start with your very first home event, and we're going to go into the details of this, is because you have to get the ball moving. It is up to you to get the ball moving. If you are not actually recruiting, if you're not creating that first layer in your business, there is no duplication would ever happen. Some of you guys want to blow up this big business. It's like, bro, you haven't even recruited enough people to even work with yet. You don't have nobody. So if you don't have nobody, how can you work with people? How can you really build this business up? The average, so you guys know the average chairman. How many people the average chairman has recruited in this company? 100 people. Yes, exactly. Right? We talked about it 2 or 3 times. The average chairman in this company has recruited 100 persons. The average person that goes P1, P2, P3, P4, P5, they're people that are putting in 30, 40, 50 people in the first month of their business. No talent, no skill, ignorance on fire. They're running through, they're picking up the calls, they're creating that first level, that first layer, that first foundation. All right? So you guys need to be able to have, run home events to recruit your personals to create the first layer. Okay? Now, how do you run a home event? You guys can take this down in your notes. Very, very simple in case you guys don't know how to run a home event. Very first thing, okay? Time, date, location of your home or the home that you're going to do the event at. Time, date, location. Remember Jen talked about setting the etiquette, like setting up a post? You need to have a little post. People need to know where the time, the date, and location is at. Right? Second part about being at the home event, okay, is that being prepared and being professional at your home event. If people who come to your home event, please do not have your Tuesday boxers on the couch. You know what I'm saying? Don't have Saturday cereal bowl on the floor. Don't have items. I see the dirtiest stuff at people's houses. I'm like, man, my couch looks like shit, but I didn't have food all over the place. Like, don't let that happen, okay? So be prepared and be professional. The third thing is that when you're setting up a home event, it's always good to be able to set the home up with a little bit of music. Maybe put a little music on the TV, a light little vibe, a little something silent when people come. You know how you kind of like throwing a house party and people come in and the energy's already like, oh, okay, what's up? You want to kind of like set that kind of tone when people are coming to your house. You don't want that like dull, weird, like, you know, what's going on? Yo, sit down. Over here. You know what I'm saying? Yet you do not want that happening, right? So you want to get that nice light atmosphere going. And then when you end up doing the presentation, if you guys don't know how to run the presentation, it's very simple. You have your intro, as you guys know, which is sharing the story, edifying the company. Okay? You have somebody that runs products. Okay? You run products, which is, you already know the products that you're running. Then you have testimonials. Testimonials are always great. So you have 1 or 2 people from your team. If not, you do your own testimonials, or you call your upline, you call somebody, and you make sure that there's testimonials being shared right then and there. Okay? Because a huge crowd of people will get involved, not because of what you say, but because of what others say. You understand? It's third-party proof, I think it's called, or something like that. Okay? So you're going to need the testimonials, then you do the comp plan. Okay? You're going to be sharing the comp plan, sharing the vision, and then you're going to go for the close of the presentation. Okay? So it's very, very, very simple. Intro, products, testimonial, comp plan, close. That's it. Your in-home presentation should be no longer than 30 to 45 minutes. Should be no longer than that. You want to be able to get people in and be able to get people out. So that is how you run a home event. That's how you set up, technically, a home event. Now, the most important part of this thing is running Bam Fam. If you guys know what Bam Fam is, can you say it out loud? Okay, very good. We got that. So Bam Fam. Ready? Say it after me. Book a meeting. From a meeting. Bam Fam. B-A-M-F-A-M. Book a meeting from a meeting. This is what's going to keep your business going. Where a lot of people get stuck in this industry when they want to be able to build up to the events, build up to a lot of people, build up their team, is that they forget the simple basics of Bam Famming. You see, so if I recruit, let's say I recruit this whole entire front row, all I have is this whole front row, and let's say this whole front row only want to be customers, and I'm already out of contacts, and I went through 1,000 people, and this is all I was able to get out of my 1,000 people. Where does my business keep going if they don't want to go nowhere? It goes nowhere. Yes, we have to tap room. We're going to get into that. It goes nowhere. So people forget to keep driving their business forward. It's always about the next meeting. Book a meeting from a meeting. So when somebody came, let's say to my home event, I invited some of my friends, and it always started with some of my friends. I'll tell you right now, you guys have not sold yourself out to this business. There are people that you guys know right now that when you go home, you did not yet tell them about this business. And when you call them and you're on fire and you have passion and you're moving with urgency and you tell them to come to your house, they will be at your house. And if you show them this plan, they will decide, not you. You understand? Yeah. And you'll be able to get people in your business. Now, when they come in your business, you always have to Bam Fam them. So after the first home event, you have to think to yourself, okay, what is the next event that I'm doing? Am I doing the next home event? Am I doing a training event? Right? It's called goal setting. You have to keep driving your market forward. The minute you stop driving your market forward, like, okay, we're doing this. As an example, we're doing a home event. And then from the home event, I'm going to bring you guys to a training. Then I'm going to train you guys. And then at that training, you're going to launch them. And then be like, oh, we have more people. Boom, back to a home event. And then from the home event, oh, new people, we're going to take you back to a training. And then from the training, we're going to be like, oh, who wants to run? I see the value. I see the products. I see the service. My belief is raised. Okay, let's run. Let's lock this in. Let's go. Back to a home event. And you're always driving your business forward. Does that make sense? Yes. A lot of you guys leave your business dead in still water. And that is terrible. People have been told what to do their entire life. Since they're kids, in school, at work, and then outside by the law. And when they come in this business, they need direction. Who's giving them direction? You guys are the ones that's going to be giving them direction. So you have to keep driving your business forward. Now, what does this naturally go into? Which is what my guy said right over here. This goes into tap rooting. Okay, tap rooting. All right, I'm going to have somebody come up here and talk a little bit about tap rooting, but I want to touch on tap rooting first. Okay, what exactly is tap rooting? Now, tap rooting, this is not the official definition, but tap rooting in our industry is just driving depth in your organization by working through your team. Okay, that's what tap rooting is. Driving depth in your organization by working with your team. That's what tap rooting is. That's where I take all of these customers that I just spent my whole entire week or two trying to recruit, sold myself out, got all these people in the business. Now I need to work with these people, through these people, to get to their networks. Do you guys want to know what the secret of tap rooting is? You want to know what the big magic why tap rooting works so well? Yes. You guys think tap rooting is just me working with Jazzy, and then Jazzy's putting me on to 2 other people, and hence my business and organization is growing. No, that is a byproduct. That is the result. That's what happens when you taproot. But something happens through taprooting. How many of you guys know what edification is? If you do not know what this is, write this down and you know. You can edify your way to success. Okay? Through taprooting, you get to recreate yourself, your leadership, your everything by taprooting. Because your entire life, all the people that know you, that follow you on Instagram, on social media, everything, all these people, they know you for what you've always been. And they can't see you for what you're going to be. You understand? But we can see ourselves for what we're going to be, right? Because it's what's on the inside, not what's on the outside. Yes or no? Yes. It's the spirit that determines me, not the physical exterior that determines me. It's what's in here that determines me and where I'm going. But now let's say I got Katie, right? Let's say I just started. I'm a P150, or I'm brand new. I qualify myself. I want to run, right? None of my team, nobody wants to, not my team, my people, nobody wants to recruit me. But I recruit Katie. Katie's like, yo, let's run the play. I go to bring Katie to the training. Katie's like, yo, listen, all right, Ben, I'm ready to run it up. Let's do this. Katie calls 2, 3, 4, 5 of her friends, and then Katie edifies me as the expert. This is my guy. This is my business partner right over here. My business partner, he has been into space. He is already working with multiple $1 million partners and mentors. He has helped so many people get to where they want to go. He's the one that's helped lead me and guide me, and he's definitely going to be the right person for you to be able to talk to. She edifies me to somebody that doesn't know me, and instantly that person's going to have respect for me. They don't know if I was a pothead my whole life. They didn't know if I was a bad person my whole life, or this or that or whatever, which I wasn't. I'm just saying I did bad things. I wasn't a bad person. But whatever the case is, right? All I'm saying is that her people are going to instantly see me for what I want to be and not for who I am. And now I can 10 times easily work through those people. I can now work through those people. We're going to run the play. Here's the products. Here's the service. They're like, yes. And you can literally edify your way all the way up to success. Because names in this industry, titles in this industry, clout in this industry was not given. It was earned. It was earned. Manny built Manny. Millie built Millie. The ladies built themselves. Neno built himself. Right? Max, Joey, Ty. You hear those names, you know those faces. Did they ask you for permission to say, yo, can you think I'm cool and respect me? No, they didn't do that. They grinded their faces off, and you was like, yo, that's the dudes right there. That's those guys. They recreated themselves through this business. And you can do the same thing by taprooting. That's the magic of taprooting. Now, let me go through something here in taprooting, okay? So this is how I taprooted. I used to have, can you call those back? I used to have this book. Now, before you call those, remember that book I had in Wake Up Now, Millie? With all the contacts from all the events that you guys found in the trunk? Yes. I had lost this book and I was devastated. I was so upset I lost this book and I left it in the trunk of their car. They ended up finding it 2-3 years later, right when we was in IM. They still have it. It's in her house. They FaceTime me like, man, look what we found. I was like, no way. Finally, let me get that book and hit all these people up that I lost contact with. So this is what I used to do, right? This is what I used to do, okay? I always kept a personal book. Because I understood that nobody's going to run my business the way that I'm going to run my business. You understand? When I want to run, Brandon, where you at? When I want to run my business, you understand? I'm in charge. If you're in my business, I'm in charge. If you're in my business, I'm in charge. Because it's my business. You want to be successful? I'm going to help you be successful. And you being successful is going to be a default because I want to be not successful. Matter of fact, I want to be more successful than you, so I'm going to work through you harder than you're going to work through yourself. You understand? Yeah. So you guys have to have that fire, have to have that passion, and you have to do that. So when it comes to taprooting, I used to have this book, okay? And in this book, I always did 2 things. This was a straight contact book. So if I was doing a home event, and even if I invited the people to the home event, I would take every single person's name and phone number down from that event. If I ever did an event for somebody else, we're going to be getting into that. So if I pulled up to your house and I did a home event for your team, right? And it's your team, your people, or you're just launching, you have 5, 6 people there, right? I'm going to take the name and number of every single person at the end of that event. I'm going to network. I'm going to make kindness my superpower. You guys remember that? I'm going to work with them. Oh, listen, man, it was great collaborating. Thank you for showing up. Hope you guys got a lot of great information, whether you signed up or not. We'd love to stay in contact. Let me get your name and get your phone number. I want you guys to remember that every time you get a no doesn't mean no. Sometimes a no just means not right now. Not the right time. That's what no means sometimes. It just means that you don't have enough credibility. You might not have enough posture. You might just not have enough of what it takes to be able to get them to say yes at that very moment, but you planted a seed. How many exposures does it take to get somebody actually rolled? 7. Does anybody know why it takes 7? Does anybody know why?
People need reassurance.
People need reassurance, right? But it's something a little bit more than just that, right? It's different things. People, the reason why people need 7 exposures is because of this. If I told you your entire life, what color is the sky during the day? Blue. Now, if I came here and I told you that sky was green, you're going to look at me like I'm crazy, right? Because I'm planting a new piece of information in your mind. And your mind is instantly rejecting that information. But now if I can keep working with you, keep talking to you, and then prove to you that the sky is actually green instead of blue, eventually you're going to be like, yo, that sky is green. And then you're going to be telling other people like, yo, that sky is green. You see, I need you guys to understand that when you're dealing with people and people are saying no, they're not really saying no to you. You're battling their subconscious mind. That's what's happening. So when they're saying no to you, it's the 1,000 no's that have pain in their head. They no to this, they no to this, they no to that. People, 87% of the time, people naturally think negative. They are professionals at thinking negative. That's what happens. They're naturally thinking negative right there. It's like, no, this is not possible, this is not possible, this is not possible. Because their financial thermostat is set so low. But if you understand that, you don't take it emotionally. You keep following up with them. You keep working with them, right? We did the follow train. You keep following up with them. You keep talking to them. You keep seeing it. You keep seeing it enough times. Eventually, what happens is that they're going to see it enough times that their subconscious mind is going to be like, I've seen this enough times to just understand that this is okay. It becomes acceptable. And the minute it becomes acceptable to them, they will do the business. That's all it boils down to. That's why Jordan Belfort with straight line persuasion say you can close anybody that is closable. So you have to understand that sometimes a no doesn't mean no, it just means not right now. So this is why when I'm at my home event or if I'm at his home event, okay, I'll take the name and the number of every single person, whether they signed up or they did not sign up. Because the very next day, all right, or we went to a big event. When I used to have big events, you know what I used to do? I used to have a login sheet. And everybody that came to the door, I used to make them write their name, their number, and the person that referred them to the business. Because I knew everybody in my business. And if I didn't know the person that referred them, I would call somebody and find out who referred them. And I would go through that whole list. And you know how I used to get so many signups in my whole business, my whole company? Because I would go through that phone list, and then, like, let's say you recruited somebody on Manny, okay? And then they was like, oh, no, whatever, and you just didn't follow up with them. I ended up following up with them, and I found out like 8, 9, 10 out of the times, they just didn't get their questions answered. They just needed 1 or 2 more things. Maybe they just needed me to reach out to them, and I would call up and I would close them. I'm like, yo, Manny, by the way, did you know this person signed up? She's like, oh, no, I was going to talk. I'm sure you were going to talk to them. Give me an ID number. I'm going to put them in your downline anyway. Click, right over there. Okay? So this is the power of taprooting. Taprooting and following up like you learned early. This is going to be able to get you to be able to work through your people. So take the name, Bam Fam at the end of every home event or at the end of every other event, okay? Take the name and number of every single person that you get that comes to the presentation room with you. You will never run out of people to work with inside of your business. Okay? Now again, we just went through that. Now again, you're going to follow up the next day with the people who got started. Now if somebody got started at the event, let's say somebody got started at your house event, let's say somebody got started, what's your name again? Andy. And somebody got started at Andy's house event. Let's say they got started. I'm going to call them up. Remember, this is the blueprint, so make sure you're taking notes. I'm going to call this person up that just got started. Should call them up as soon as they next day after they got started. And I'm going to congratulate them and reassure them that they got started. Yo, congratulations. We want to thank you, for trusting us, taking the leap of faith. You made such a great decision, X, Y, and Z, right? I'm going to reassure them that they got started, that they trusted the right thing. And I'm automatically going to be assertive. You guys have to stop asking for permission to be successful. You have to stop asking for permission to work with people. You have to just start doing it. You have to start assuming it. Do you understand? You have to start doing it. So I'm going to get on the phone with Andy or Andy's boy that just got started, Like, hey, bro, listen, you just got started. One of my guys, listen, you just got started. Congratulations, you just got started. Listen, we're going to put you on the new student training calls. Whatever the case is, we have this great training. I'm going to reassure them, give them a quick little pep talk. You guys know how we do. We're going to put you in a position to win. This, that, and the third. Now, listen, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you like this business? How much do you like this information? It's going to be a pretty high number because they got started. Oh, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Awesome. I'm glad you like this business, this information so much, right? Let me ask you a question. How many other people do you think would like this same information as well? How many other people do you think is going to like the same information as well? Well, I think everybody's going to like this information. They need this information. They need this, that. Okay. Third question. Next, final question. Okay, who do you know that can actually benefit from this information? Who do you know that needs to make more money or be in a position to be able to be a customer X, Y, and Z? And I keep everything customer based, but I'm building. Does that make sense? Yes. Who else do you know can benefit from this trading information? Who else do you know? Oh, well, I know a few people, this, that, the third, 3 magic questions. 3 magic questions. Oh, okay, great. And they're in my area? Yo, listen. All right, that's great, man. Listen, I would love to continue this relationship with you. All right? And I want to be able to set up a meeting at your house with you and with some of these people that you know. Are you going to be free tomorrow, the next day at 7 p.m., 6 p.m., 9 p.m., whatever the case is? Right? I always did my in-homes at 3, 6, and 9 o'clock at night. That's how I always set them up. So 3, 6, and 9, that's how I set it up. So early afternoon or late night, there's different type of crowds. Okay? Just like that. Okay, you're free at 3, 6, or 9 to be able to run this up. Okay? I'll be there. We'll expose them to this, and it'll be better if it comes from me than coming from you. Don't you agree? Yes. Yes, I do. All right, fantastic. So tomorrow, 6 p.m., I'll see you there. Make sure these people are there. I'm so excited. We're going to help you go student free. Now you don't even have to pay this membership. All right, awesome. Clear. Very simple. I control that conversation by controlling the ballpoint on a pen. Did you guys get that?
Yes.
You guys understand that?
Yes.
Okay? If you can do this with every single person that signs up in your business, do you understand how fast you're going to hit Chairman 10? You guys really understand this? You have a question?
Is that when we get started right away?
So if they get started tonight at today's event, you call them the very next day tomorrow. You give them a few hours to show. ¿Está bien? Bueno. Okay. Right? All right. So, who got the first question? Who's taking notes? All right, what's the first question?
How many people do you think would like this?
Wait, answer. Answer.
So the first question is, you're calling the person, you guys started, congratulations on getting started, and automatically be a sort of reassuring them about their choice and getting them on the training.
Exactly. You know, you have that little pep talk. Obviously, we're going to put you on the new student training. It's just good for everybody. Perfect.
And how much from 1 to 10 do you like this information? The second question was, how many people do you know who like this? And the third one was, who else do you know who likes this information?
Yeah, that could benefit from this information. Got that? Very, very simple. Does everybody else got that? Yeah. I don't want you guys to not have that. This is your blueprint. Okay? Last question. I got a lot of information about it.
So when you go, let's say you get me started, you ask me the 3 questions, now you come to my house, the training, I know you're going to present.
Oh, don't worry about the training. I'm getting there. Just stay with me. Okay? So boom. That's what I ended up doing. Now, let's say it's somebody that did not get started at the event. Ready? Ready for this one now? Let's say it's somebody that did not get started at the event. Right? So let's say no Chapo over here. I got no Chapo over here. I messed with you. I love that. So let's say I got Papi over here. Okay? I go to his house event. He got, let's say, 2 people at the house event that did not want to get started. It's okay. Bygones and bygones. We don't press them. We don't make them feel bad. Hey, listen, I'd still like to take your name and information, keep in touch with you in case anything changes. All right, no problem. Very easy. Exchange of information. I call them up the very next day. They're on my list. I call them up. You know what I do when I call them up? First thing that I do when I call them up, now you can switch this a few different ways, because there's really only one action that you're taking from this, which is asking for a referral. So you can mix this a few different ways depending on how you want to be able to get that referral. So what I do is I'll call somebody up the very next day that did not get started with the information. Hey, how are you? Kind of like the same questions. on a scale of 1 to 10, how did you like the information? I want to see what could we have done better that would have helped this been like a better, situation for you to help get you started. So I'm mixing it up. You can do whatever you want with that. Okay? So how can we have made this better to have somebody like yourself be able to get involved because you look like somebody that had a lot of potential that you could really, really make this happen. Oh, maybe this, maybe that, They're going to get to whatever bullshit that they got to say. Okay? After that, now I'm going straight to the front. I say, all right, well, listen, great. Well, listen, I am actively building out this network, and I'm looking to get connected with other, like-minded entrepreneurs and traders. And we're looking to grow a really, really, really big community. Do you know anybody? Do you know anybody else that you can get me in contact with that might be into trading or entrepreneurship? And you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna most likely give you the contact because people who are really well reserved and on their prissy-ish, they're like, oh, I got my other weirdo friend. I don't want to talk to him anyway. Yeah, you can get his number. Here, Johnny, this dude's about to call you about trading. Johnny's like, lit! That's a sign up. Exactly. You understand? Right, they're building their business for you. And then if you want, you can follow back up with the person. Like, listen, your friend Johnny's actually getting started. It's going to be a great time to be able to get him and put him in your organization. Right? How do we make some active residual income? So this is a really, really, really good way to taproot. Now, before I continue, I want to be able to have somebody talk a little bit about taprooting real quick. I'm going to give the floor to him for about 5-10 minutes so he can talk to you about taprooting. But so far, did you guys get some value from that taprooting? Yes. Do you guys understand how to taproot now? Yes. It's a very, very, very easy, logical way to be able to taproot. Okay? Now, the next speaker that I'm going to be able to bring up here, he's a P5000 in the organization. Okay? Honestly, he's one of my best friends. He's a really cool guy most of the time. Okay? But I have to say this about him. He's came close to hitting chairman 3 times. But even though he's never hit chairman in this organization, he has held his rank longer than anybody else in this organization. He has held P5000 for 2 years in a row and never lost it. That is a really, really, really big accomplishment. Okay? So this gentleman, I've seen him build and rebuild and rebuild. We talk about adversities. Another company came around. He had 7 platinum leaders from one leg all mobilized behind his back and leave his business. In one shot. And they try to be slick to him, like, oh, listen, I'm not going to do another company or another business or da-da-da-da-da. Boom, they're already in another company with flies getting hit. 7 people. Okay? And still kept his rank and did his thing. So let's give the floor to talk a little about taproot my guy, Carlos Lopez.
What's good, family? Yo, get up, guys. Y'all put in the seat. I see that bobbleheading, man. What happens is we see a leg growing, right? We see a leg growing, right? See the leg growing, right? See the leg growing, see the leg growing. So when we come, sometimes we think this is the all-star player, right? Yes or yes? Yes. But actually, this is the all-star player right here. Right? These are the all-star players. They're the ones pushing, right? Because they're the ones really working the business. So what I do, just like my guy Tyrese, right? Shout out to my brother Tyrese, P1000 over there, right? Yes, I started working with him. Right there, right? He was levels deep in my business. Levels deep in my business. So I went down to bring him back up. Correct? So guess what? We found Kathy, right? Where's Kathy? Kathy's over there? 49 people. I got a lot of work to do, correct? So that's pushing body. So what I did is identified who was the diamond that was really working the business down here. That's what I mean? A lot of energy coming in, right? So that's what I started to do. So what I did is I grabbed these people and I started putting them in different chats. You understand? So I put them in a different chat and I get to work with them and see who's really serious about working the business. Now they start creating the list, right? Now I start working for them, right? I start working for them. Then we start working together, and then I start watching them work. You understand? Now, as we start doing that, now even though this person is not really putting in work or whatever it is, now I identify who's pushing body by taprooting down in my line. Now, what I also created is something I call head to head. Now you guys will put pressure on your P5s and your chairmen. Who would like to do that? Yes? Right now, you can put pressure on your P5s and chairmen by going something called head to head. So what I did, I created a couple of P600 in 7 days. How do I do that? So let's say I have, what's your name right here?
Jennifer.
Jennifer, right? I grabbed Jennifer and I said, Jennifer, I'm going to go head to head with you, girl. All right? For every sign up you bring, I'm going to match it. I know I can push volume, right? I'm very confident I can push volume. So now she's not going to feel alone. You understand? So as she brings one, what am I going to do? I'm going to bring one. But before I even bring one, I'm going to ask her, before I even place somebody on her, I want her to sell me on why I should place somebody on her. Even though she's still in my business, I still want her to sell me on why I should place this person under her. Because you're placing somebody under somebody, that's what a responsibility, correct? You understand? Because you came in, you signed them up. How many times that happened? You place somebody on somebody and then they're gone. So all that work, all that technique you did just to sign somebody up, they're gone. So what I did is I went to head to head. As she brought in 2, right? I brought in 2. I brought in 3, right? Now, I'm putting pressure on her. I'm like, yo, I got 2 more. What are you doing, right? I'm not going to put it under you. Show me that you're going to match my work. Now, guess what? 2 and 2, 2 and 2, that's 4, right? 3 and 3, now we're 6, right? Then 3 more, now 9, 12. She didn't do it alone, right? She felt like, wow, I'm excited. He's going to help me. I'm going to go back to, now you feel like you're not alone. You're working as a team. And guess what? You just popped another P600, right? Very, very easy. Is that hard?
No.
Is that hard? Some sauce real fast? All right. Now, so this is how I was able to always retain volume because I always went down, I dig deep, and I created something called head to head. All right, guys? Was that easy?
Yes.
All right.
Thank you, Man-nyy. Appreciate it. Connie, you still, Chelsea, you still recording me? Yes? Amazing. Hey, Chelsea. All righty. All right, so I'm going to go a little quicker through this. So far, you guys get a value, right? Yes. So remember, the blueprint 1 is to run your home events, obviously, right? Or run any type of events, and that's basically your personal level of recruitment. You guys remember that?
Yes.
Okay. Now, from the home events, the second thing that you're going to start to do is do what? Now you're going to start taprooting through your organization, through those 2 methods that I showed you. Everybody got that?
Yes.
You do that forever, you're going to go chairman. Just letting you know. All righty? Now, step 3 is this. All righty? Step 3 is this. Now you go from home events to taprooting. Hold on. Home events, taprooting. This taprooting ends up leading into blitzing. Okay, which is what I was actually talking about that I didn't get to like properly finish. So from taprooting, you go into blitzing. So again, if those people have their customers, their people that they want to bring in, their referrals, things like that, X, Y, and Z, I am going to those people. Does that make sense? Yeah. All right, so again, Joey had those people, boom, whatever. They go to Joey's house. I'm at Joey's house at 3 different hours. Which hours? 3, 6, and 9. And then if it's somebody else, and Joey, let's say, had a referral, like, oh, that's my weird boy over there. He trades too, but Joey's really the weirdo. Not this Joey, but a fake Joey that I'm actually pretending to speak. You know what I'm saying? Okay? Just keeping that up. What ends up happening is that now I'm going to go to that person. Okay? So if Lewis is all the way on like 125th Street, I'm going to go directly to Lewis when they give me that contact. I don't want to hit you on the phone. I'm going to text you on the phone and meet you on the phone. Right? I'll do a Zoom with you. I can. But if I can go to that person, I will go to that person. You guys understand?
Yes.
And I need you guys to understand this one more important thing too. Okay? You can work, you can do all of this through Zooms. You can. But I promise you, your results will be a lot more foundational and you will get a lot sharper, a lot quicker if you're actually moving. You guys understand?
Yes.
Make moves around your cities. Okay? Move around your city. Get to know your city, get to know your people. So that goes into blitzing. So now you're blitzing, you're running around, you're doing everything that you got to do. Now, step 4. Okay? We're going to call this the mastermind Zoom. Okay? Or the mastermind meetup. Okay? With the people that's in your market. All right? That's going to be step 4. Now, step 4, the next thing that I did was after I was running around, my list was getting really big. I was working through the people in my business, okay? Some people were popping ranks by default. Other people were moving. But my rank was going. I was moving. I was driving value. Now, what I wanted to do is that at this point, once you get to this point of blitzing and you're flowing and you're moving, trust me, it's second nature. And quick tip, if you can't do this by yourself, if you have a leader in your marketplace, hit your leader up to run all this up with you. You understand? Don't let your leader just be home on a Zoom or trading or doing something like that. Call your leader. If you do not reach out to your leader, to your sponsor, to your mentor, even if your only leader in your town is a 5K or a chairman, reach out to them too. Because 2-on-1s are always better than 1-on-1s. You understand me? So make sure you're moving around with somebody in this business. It's going to be way better. Now, anyway, at this point of you moving around, what's going to eventually end up happening is that you're going to have people on your team. You're going to have people in your group chat. Obviously, you have a thriving little business going on. Okay? Now, you're going to be able to immediately identify the A players that's inside of your team. You're going to know at this point, you're going to know in your chats who's hungry, who's following the system, who's, getting on the new student training week, who's X, Y, and Z. You're going to know who your leaders are, who your runners are, who your builders are. So now what you're going to do is you're going to do a very intentional mastermind meetup or mastermind Zoom. I did a mastermind meetup in my house. I had 12 people, my sweaty little ass house. I popped out a whiteboard, okay, and on that whiteboard, I literally mapped out the entire game plan of what I wanted to do, okay? But this is the first thing that I did before I mapped that out. When you get on the mastermind Zoom, the mastermind meetup, first thing that you want to do is, again, identify your A players, okay? And it's a very simple way of doing that, okay? Very simple way. It's not even science, not even something you need to know. Ask the question. Who's running? Who's not? That's it. Who wants to build a comp plan? Who doesn't? Who wants to only trade, but who wants to really make an impact while they want to make an income? It's a very simple question. Who's ready to run this up with me? That's it. I'm going to Chairman 100. Who's coming with me? You understand? Yeah. So that's how you need to talk to them. That's how you need to talk to them. And you're going to immediately find out, okay, I want to run. All righty. Perfect. Okay? These people want to run. Now from here, from the mastermind Zoom, from the mastermind meetup, this is not even step 5. This is kind of like a bullet point, okay? From the mastermind Zoom, once you know who wants to run, what you're going to do is you're going to give them the play right then and there. What are you doing? What are your next couple of steps? Because people are goal-oriented, right? They want to know what's the next step, where am I going, where are we going, what are we doing, okay? So this right here, this is a 3-part market launch. This is a 3-part market launch. And you guys all know it. But now you guys are going to start learning it from a point of oversight. Of like, oh, that's what you do. I see it. I'm going to start doing that now. You get it? So you're going to let them know that we're going to do a 3-part market launch. And the 3-part market launch is very simple. So let's say, what city are you from?
Miami.
He's in Miami. So let's say he's with us. He's with the Miami squad. He's with Neno's squad, whatever. And Neno's like, yo, we're about to launch Miami. Who's running with me? Who's not? He identifies all his A players. They're like, I bet we're going to run it up. We're going to run it up. Everybody's ready. We're going to run it up. This is what we're doing. First thing that we're going to do, okay, is we're going to do a massive invites party. Okay? We're going to do a massive invite party. We have to cultivate the market. We have to get as many confirmations. That's what you're going to let them know. Listen, we have to get as many confirmations as possible to be able to launch this very first event. Now, there is something that you can do besides invite party if you have some time. Okay? There is some stuff that you can do besides invite party. Now, if you have extra time with your organization, okay, you can actually start doing some promotional campaigns. And don't go too crazy with your notes in this. I'm just giving you guys more food for thoughts and different things that we did here in IM. Okay? I've done this with Los, and I've also done this with the SoFlo team. Okay? First thing that we did was we did like a college blitz. We did a college tour takeover. I did it with the West Palm team, and I also did it heavily with Los, with Manny, out in the Jamaica market. And we was out in Jamaica for like a week. Ness came out there with us. By the time we left Jamaica had like 5, 6 people that wanted to run. When we left Jamaica, there was like 35, 40 people in Jamaica. In 1 week, we ran it up. So what we ended up doing was we ended up going to the college. We went to the college. We found out who had a contact in college. And we did 2 things, right? You could like set up like a little like stand, like, you know, wherever they're at, and kind of do like a job fair kind of thing, and just have you and your squad pulled up, and everybody that's passing by, yo, listen, we're teaching people how to be able to pay for their tuition for school. Are you open to other sources of income? Hey, look, we're helping students how to pay tuition for their school. Are you open for other sources of income? Oh, you help me pay tuition? How? Oh, have you not heard about the financial markets? Oh, now I heard a little bit of that. You have your little confirmation. What you do is you collect their list. I did it with them one way, and this is how I did it. And I want you to really pay attention because you already know what time it is, right? So what we ended up doing when we was in Jamaica, this is what we ended up doing. And this works in all colleges. So if you guys can run to somebody in college, run up in the college, but you need to know somebody at the college to be able to do this, and you need a room available. So we went there, step 1, right? We ended up blitzing all of the students at the college. And anybody that was interested in more information, we had like this little clipboard, and we said, all right, let me get your name, your number, okay? Let me get your name and number to RSVP you for this free training class that we're doing. So we ended up RSVPing a whole bunch of people in Jamaica. So we went there in the morning. We was at 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We were all morning long. Already by 12 p.m., the whole school knew us. They was like, yo, that's those people right there. That's the Florida people. Their friends were coming around. We even had one of the teachers get involved. Remember? He stopped his class and made us present to his class. Am I lying, Billy? The kids in the school's like, what, you know, my ears, what's this? We was like, yo, we running this up. Okay, we running it up. And you know, I love Jamaicans. We really love Jamaicans. I love Jamaican food, but I gotta say something. Do we have any Jamaicans in the house today? Anybody Jamaican? Okay. Jamaicans got this thing where they look mad serious. But then after you talk to them, they're like, yeah, it's all good. I'm like, oh, I thought you hated me 2 seconds ago. What's going on over here? Okay? So they're great people. Alrighty? Genuinely. For real. Okay? Alrighty. So boom, that was step 1. Step 2, we ended up inviting them to a free informational class. We ended up running a free informational class. It was like 12, 1 o'clock. That's what we ended up doing. At that class, we had a whiteboard, right? We invited everybody to a space. So let it be a dorm room. See if you can get a little classroom reservation, something for the college campus. We invited them all there the same day because it has to be the same day, not the next day. It has to be the same day. That's why we went there early. Boom, it had to be the same day. 12, 1 o'clock came around. Hey, I think it was either 1, 2, or 3 o'clock. I think it was towards the end of the day. We ended up running it up. We get there to the class. Everybody comes to the class. You know what we teach them, right? We teach them about the financial exchange markets. And we literally, look, we had the whiteboard, no screen, no charts, no nothing. We said, hey, listen, the currency exchange market is the largest financial exchange market in the world. It's where you can trade money for money instead of time for money. You guys sound familiar to anybody? Right? You can trade money for money instead of time for money. This is how it works. For the first time, you can actually have money work for you. So if all the money has ever flowed through your bank account, all the money has ever came through your hand, how much money have you actually made on that money? And the answer is 0. I can show you how to change that real quick. Let me show you financial market. And then I end up drawing like we draw like a little chart. We put like the little pips, and then we gave them a little example of how the market goes up and down. And then we told them simply, we was like, look, if you can get in right here, and the market goes this way, every time the market moves a point, you get to make your money. And then we train them on lot sizes. 0.1, 0.20, 0.30, 0.40, 0.50, because obviously HFX wasn't around at that time. 0.10, 20, 30, 40, 50. We did that. They was like, what? So we started. It was crazy FOMO. We're like, yo, so you put a $1 lot, market goes 100 pips, you're making $1,000. They're losing their mind like, no way! Are you kidding me? This is the greatest shit I've ever heard. Right? So then what we did was, at the end, we ended up upselling them. We said, hey, listen, we work with the largest trading educational company in the world, educating entrepreneurs. Okay, educating entrepreneurs with the new digital economy. And if you want more information, if you're more serious, we would love to introduce you to our company a little bit more about what we do to see if this is a fit for you. Next reservation paper. Sign this paper to RSVP, and then we'll give you the real information. Whole bunch of people did it. That went right to step 3. Right to step 3, we rented a house in the hills over there. We took them off campus to do an actual presentation at the end of that day. So now they were coming to the presentation at the end of the day at 8 o'clock with their friends. We're like, yo, pull up with your friends. Don't be the only ones to see this. Let your friends see this because everybody's about to benefit from this. So now you turn one person who you just qualified that is interested. They're coming out with their friends. Boom! It's 8 o'clock at night. We was in St. Andrews. You know what St. Andrews is at? You know what St. Andrews is at? Right at the hill of Kingston, with those crazy ass jam dogs that run around at nighttime, trying to eat your tires. It's crazy in Jamaica. Yo, you know how I knew this shit was crazy in Jamaica? Those jam dogs are wild. Okay? So, were you raised in Jamaica? No. Were you raised in Jamaica? Your mom. So your mom can tell you some stories. So when y'all go to Jamaica, I'm just a side note. I need to let y'all know this. Guys, just safety. Okay? I wasn't worried about the shooters and Bob's Cartel's hood when I was out there, because it was a crazy hood. I was worried about the damn jam dogs. The jam dogs are the Jamaican dogs. They different dogs. And they don't mess with dogs. They kick them from the river. You know what I mean? They don't care. They do not care over there, right? So during the day, this shit is all cool. You in Kingston, all the houses, they have like little gates in front of them, right? It's not like apartment buildings. It's all little houses with little gates. You go to St. Andrews, that's the hills. So during the day, it's all cool. Chill. Yeah, slick, street food, everything's good. KFC is overly priced over there, I gotta let you know. Okay? Crazy. It was like $50 for a bucket of 20 chickens. I was like, what's going on? But I'm getting home cooked ackee and saltfish and Jamaican oxtail for like $6. I'm like, what is going on? This shit is duckbirds over here. So anyway, boom, all chill during the day. We go up in the hill, right? I needed to go to ATM. So Raza, one of the guys that we worked with, he was like, yo, listen, you cannot go to the ATM during the day because they be scouting you. You're too white. You know what I'm saying? You need to, during the nighttime, we're gonna slide you in there. He's like, all right, bet. Millie, am I lying? Los, where's Los? Los, am I lying?
No, you know you straight.
Straight up. And yo, when I pulled out that stock, I looked like a multi-millionaire when I pulled out that money. So anyway, so boom, we go over there, pull out mad breath from the ATM. We're looking around, it's all good. Right? We start driving back. As we're driving back, I got the window down. It's like, put the window up. I'm like, for what? Next thing you know, a dog, he's driving full speed, like 20, 30, 40 miles an hour. There's dogs galloping like horses trying to jump out the window. Trying to bite the tires, running them over and shit. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm looking left, I'm looking right. There's whole packs of dogs like little hyenas outside digging through the garbages. There wasn't a soul outside. I'm like, what is going on? This shit is crazy. Right? So we had to drop off one of their boys. Now, one of their boys lives right in Bob's Cartel's calle, like right by his block over there. And Bob's Cartel's the king of Jamaica, in case y'all didn't know. Don't disrespect Bob's Cartel out there, because you will get shot. Okay? So, boom. We out there. Okay? Just so y'all don't know, it's real shit. So, we go out there. We're getting out the house. We're getting out the house, right? Pulling up to the block. Pulling up to the block. Y'all ready for this? This is some real shit right here. Okay? This is the moment where it was like a oh shit moment. Pull up to the block. Look, she was with me that night, right? We pull up to the block. Right? He creeps up. Creeps up, slow, creeping. You know, you see the glare from the dog's eyes? Creeps up, dog's there. So his boy, big, stocky Jamaican dude, right? Mad cool. Gets out the car. Peeping game. Gets out the car, mad slow, opens the door. Opens the door, he looks at the dog. He locks eyes with the dog. The dog is there looking at the dude, the dude's looking at the dog. And he's staring at the dog, and the shit's mad quiet in the car. So after the dog realized he couldn't press him and eat him, the dog kept moving. Then he looks back at me, he's like, you can't be pussy, man. I'm like, are you kidding me? Yo! That was my experience building in Jamaica. Just so y'all know. But St. Andrews, that was definitely a vibe. Oh my goodness. I don't want to get too lost this because we really have to get to the train, but I gotta tell you guys this. I'm just gonna keep it a little shorter. So one of the boys on the team, one of the girls on the team, her boyfriend Adrian, he was a cop. Okay, he was a cop, okay? So he's a cop, right? And we need to get to like the other side of Jamaica, and it's dark outside. So I don't know if you guys know, but Jamaica just found their independence like 50 years ago, which means they just established the government like 50, 55 years ago. So they have lots of roads that are not actual roads. So you got to cut through shit. They're doing construction. It's all this crazy stuff. And the police out there, they ain't regular policemen. They are suited, booted, fully armored, huge like dagger knives, fully armed marshals, machine guns, ready to light you up. Okay? So we're Asian. We need to get through a road, and we need to go that way. And the GPS is like, go this way. He's like, no, we're not going to make it out if we go that way. So I'm going to get out. Don't get out the car. Stay in the car. I'm going to go move this stuff. Gets out the car. He starts moving all this construction shit. Crazy shit I've ever seen. Right? He moves all the shit, gets back in the car. Boom, we in the car. We like in a big Scooby-Doo van. Right? I'm looking at this shit like, man, this is sketchy shit. Right? We pull out. Next thing you know, the cop cars pull up. They pull up on us. Bang on the door. Beep, 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 beep. Because we just went through a restricted area. So they think we're doing some shit. Right? Now, you know, Los, mad cool. OD cool. He in Jamaica, man. You know what I'm saying? He's feeling something. The cops bust open the doors. Machine guns on us. And he's like, flare it, flare it. Yo, I see Jesus for the first time in my life. Adrian starts screaming like, no, I'm a police. I'm like, yo, this dude is about to get a shot right now, yo. So just watch your back. Watch your back in Jamaica. Okay?
It was the thing is that it was like a known Jamaican song at the time.
Yeah.
So I was trying to be cool, but I got shot.
Yeah. Nah, it wasn't, it was no joke. All righty. Mexico, you got to go, right? Everybody say bye to Mexico. She's going back to Mexico. Have a safe flight home, right? Ciao. All right. All right, so let's get back to it. I don't remember how we even got. Oh yeah, I remember how we got to that story.
Can you say the times again?
369?
No, what time?
Oh, that we did it. We went there super early. We were doing like the in-class presentation. It was either between like 12 and 3. I think it was more so like 2 or 3 towards the end of the day for the college campus that we were doing the free course, and then we were doing the presentation at around 8 o'clock at night. Okay. So boom, then they would come into the house at 8 o'clock at night. 8 o'clock at night, we were giving them the business, getting them started right there on the spot. And then that's how we started building up the Jamaican market. And then what we ended up doing, it goes a little bit off track, but we ended up doing that to 3 different colleges. And then we ended up getting everybody's information. We had everybody's number. The people that came, the people that didn't come, the people that signed up, the people that didn't sign up. We had everybody's information. Then we called them all. This is very real. Then we ended up calling them all. And we was like, okay, we're going to be doing a huge hotel event because now we wanted to like really amp up the momentum over there. So there's no crazy Jamaican stories or nothing like that. But we ended up doing that. We went there. The event became so publicized. We made so much noise going through the 3 schools that they were literally lawyers that pulled up, the media pulled up, this government pulled up that wanted to shut it down from the event. We had this lawyer that's like, listen, I know the rights of them with marketers. This is not going to happen. And we were like, yo, we're going to keep the media outside. We was like, what the hell is going on? But we ran the event, did we not? And we killed it. Huh? And 500 people showed up to that event. That event was packed to the wall. And we had 6 or 7 people when we first went to that Jamaican market. And in 7 days, we made that happen.
So the next time you guys went the big event?
Next time we went, we did a couple of more events after that. We had some
The
fun.
500 people that went, when was that?
So what this was like 2 years ago?
That was in the 7-day period?
That was in a 7-day period. It was, what week we did it? Thursday or Friday?
Friday.
It was on Friday. We ended up doing back-to-back. It was 3 schools, 3 days back-to-back that we ended up doing that. And then I think we took like a day off to train people. I don't remember too much. And then the last day of the week, it was either Friday or Saturday. I'm not sure. It was one of those days. We ended up doing that big event.
After the the presentation itself, did you do with them, taking the number and stuff
Yes,
like that?
we did that. We
And
did
then
that to every
contact
single
them and
person.
close
And then
them.
we called every single person, tell them to bring their friends, that we're going to be here, we're going to be doing the big event. When you pick up the phone and you make the contact, you'll be surprised how fast information can spread.
All right.
It can spread so fast. It's just that we're not actually doing the work. That's the problem. We're not being creative with this. Quick question, because I have more to go through.
So on step 2, you just gave like a quick run through, like
Not a quick run through. It was like a whole hour.
the second part.
Yeah. It was this. It was like a whole
And then
hour.
The next day you do like a home event.
And no, it was that night, bro.
All the same night.
Yeah, we showed up to the college at 8 in the morning. We ran down that college. We invited everybody to come. It was like in between 12 and 3. I think it was 3 o'clock towards the end of the day. And then we killed that. And then after that was done, we invited everybody to the op at nighttime at 8 o'clock at the house.
And then the home event steps and do that and close them off.
Yep, and then we did the home event steps. We ended up closing them off. We took all the information, and then we pushed, again, goal setting to the next big event that we ended up doing.
That was fire.
Yeah, OD fire. It was. I think it was
I love
some of the. I think that was one of the best markets that we've ever launched because we were very consistent. We were very intentional. So it's not like we was in New York. We were like, oh, we could do this and do this, do this. It was like, no, we're out here. We're in a set amount of time. So we were moving with urgency. See how much you can get done with urgency? When you're home, it's like, oh, I could do this, and you never do the shit. You never do it. So if you move like this, little sidebar, these are different ways that you can cultivate your market. So anyway, going back over here, right? You identify your impact plays. So far, everybody's getting value? Yes or yes?
Yes.
You guys are taking like valid notes. Yes or yes?
Yes.
Okay, remember, this is how I got to Chamber 100. This is how everything happened. Through this. So if you guys can duplicate this, you guys can go Chamber 100. It took us 3.5 years to go Chamber 100. 3.5 years. Okay? Just so you know. All right? Boom. All right, so you identify, you do your mastermind meetup. You identify your A players. You're going to see from there who wants to be able to build. Very simple conversation. When they want to build, you give them the game plan. Say, hey, listen, I'm about to go Chairman 10. We're about to take all of us to Chairman 10. We're going to make more money than we've ever made before. We're going to completely change this community. We're going to change our families' lives. We're going to change everything. But this is what we have to do. You give them the game plan. They like the game plan. They run with the game plan. So first part was running a massive invite party. So now you have everybody link up. Say, okay, we're going to link up. I'll give you an example. Monday. Let's say the event is Thursday. All right, we're all going to link up Monday at this person's house. We're going to go there and we're just going to bang out those phones. We're going to get as many invites as possible. It's a different atmosphere when you're with your people. Yes or yes, right? Yes. Boom, get one of your mentors there. Boom, you're running that invite party. Everybody is inviting. Now, the second thing that you're going to let them know is that you're going to do the invite party, right? You're going to invite everybody, obviously, to the event. So let's say the invite party is Monday. Let's say the event is Tuesday, right? So boom, you do Tuesday. Now, Tuesday's event is slammed. You have a whole bunch of confirmations from people that confirmed from the night before. Now, what you're going to let them know, step 2, is that after you run the invite party, you're going to let them know that you're going to run an in-depth training for customers, okay? You're going to run an in-depth training for customers. So when you're at the events, right, when you do the invite party on Monday, you go to the event on Tuesday, goal setting. At the end of the event on Tuesday, say, hey, listen, for everybody that gets started with us tonight, you add the bonus. Tomorrow, we're going to be doing a live in-person event going over the markets, going over the charts, going over the fast start, everything that you need to know. So it becomes like a value incentive type of driven behavior. Because somebody just got started. Wouldn't you love to immediately pull up and get some live training right then and there?
Yes.
Because when you're new, you're like, I need all the sauce. I need all the max sauce. Give it all to me, right? So boom, you let them know that you're going to have that training. So let's say that training is Wednesday. Okay? Boom, over here, which is the next step, right? The customer thing. I got to fix up my handwriting over here, okay? So boom, that's Wednesday. You do the big customer training on Wednesday. At that customer training, you're giving value. Now, this is what I go over at the customer training. It's very simple. It's kind of like a fast start. We go over the mission of IM Academy. We go over our vision for the students. We give them an IM sensor training, how to access their products, their services, right? We give them a chart training. We actually go on the chart, just give them some support, resistance, some really like basic source. Anything to them is like, wow, okay? And then you plug it into the fast start system. Let them know, okay, here's our fast start. These are the steps that we're going to take. And you're basically just setting them up for success. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Very simple, very common, very logical stuff. Now, the third step, that's Wednesday. Now, the third step is Thursday, okay? Thursday, you're going to run an in-depth, okay, next wave training, okay? Thursday, you're going to run the in-depth next wave training. I know my stuff is horrible, just for me, okay? You can write for me if you want to write for me. You know what I'm saying? That's Wednesday.
What is this?
It's Monday. This is in-depth for customers. This is in-depth next wave. Got you.
So Monday is the mastermind, Tuesday is the...
So Monday's the invite party. Let's say Tuesday's event. Wednesday's the customer training. Thursday's the next wave training. So what I ended up doing is at the end, again, goal driven, at the end of the customer, this is what I do for every market that I go out. So that's why I like launching markets 3 days at a time. Okay? So anyway, you go out and do the custom training, get the whole custom training, you get more value, get everything, then you let them know, have that conversation. Hey, listen, tomorrow we're going to be having one more training, okay? Tomorrow we want to be able to show people how to be able to make money to fund their training account, to be able to fuel their lifestyle. We want to show you, we want to give you a wealth building training on how to be able to, you know, be able to go chairman inside this company, X, Y, and Z. You have that conversation right then and there because you're easily sorting out the people. Who's the customer? Who wants to run? Right? There's always going to be less people that want to run. But like Jay-Z said, less is more, believe it or not. Okay? Hold on. Okay? So all I'm saying is that at the end of that fast start training, at the end of that whole training I'm doing on Wednesday, right over there, at the end, I'm letting them know I'm doing another training tomorrow. We want to be able to help introduce people to how to make more money.
That's the same thing as the fast start.
Yeah, but they're not actually doing the fast start.
Yeah, but in person.
Yeah, but in person, exactly, because you're there, you're with them. They'll see it on day 4, day 5, okay? So then you invite them to the next wave training. Now you go to the next wave training, this is where all your IBOs pull up. This is where your leaders, they're calling everybody that wants to build. They're now coming, so let's say the Thursday event. The Thursday event is the next wave training. Now, the next wave training is very, 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 very important. This is how I run all of my masterminds in every single market that I want to build. I even did it in the Palm Beach market a few times before I moved out there, okay? First thing that I do at that next wave training is that you have to be able to build culture and break the boundaries between everybody, okay? So the first thing that I do is I do a why circle with everybody, okay? We have everybody get up, and then we just have them share their whys with each other within the circle. It's always the longest shit ever. You just have to get used to it, okay? You have to do the why circle. You have to get through everybody's why, let everybody know each other, get vulnerable with each other, because it breaks down a lot of borders, a lot of like that weird stuff, because it's a lot of new people that are working together, all right? After I run the why circle, the next thing that I do is I set up income goals for individuals. So now these are the people that want to run. I'm like, okay, what income goal do you want to be in the next 30 days, 6 days, or 90 days? Where do you want to be? 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 Blah, 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 blah. And it's all rank driven, obviously. Like, you want to be a P1, a P6, a P2, how fast you want to leave your job, like what rank do you want to be? It needs to be very, very realistic. Okay? Alrighty. From there, they all tell me all their income goals. I'm like, all right, bet. Next after that, now I set their expectations. Okay? It's the very next thing that I do. Okay? Setting their expectations. I'm letting them know, okay, if you're here, you want to be able to hit this income goal, this is going to require work. This is where I have that real big bro conversation. That's where you have that mentory like conversation with that new market. All right? It is going to require work to be able to get there. There are some things that you're going to have to know. There are some things that you're going to have to do to be able to get there. Okay, perfect. After that, what do? I go over a simple PS3 formula. Everybody here knows the PS3 formula? Show of hands. Okay? Peak interest, share the information, 3-way close. Now let them know. Very, very simple, okay? All you guys got to do, hit a couple of these lines, peek their information, get eyes on the presentation and butt in seats, and then pass me the phone and let me close out the deal, and we'll be able to run laps and be able to do this. So I teach them the PS3, all right? And then the last thing that I do is I end up giving them the game plan, okay, before I launch them. Then I end up giving them the game plan. I say, okay, listen, okay? This is why you guys want to be here for X, Y, and Z, all right? This is the amount of money that you guys want to be able to make. You want to make this type of money, but you can't work here. You got to be able to work here to match the income. Does that make sense?
Yes.
This is what we need to do. We need to be able to do PS3, okay? So this is the game plan. And now if I'm in the market, if I'm in your market, if you're in your market, goal setting, set them up. Yo, next Monday, let's do an invite training. Let's do an invite party. Boom, you get them out to next Monday, and then you launch them in your house at that launch pad next Monday. And then boom, you do that. And then you repeat that process again and again and again and again and again, and you taproot, this is the key, and you taproot by launching every single week. What happens is that people that end up hitting ranks, or people that have been at the invite party a few times, they'll start to phase out. There's always going to be some IBOs that phase out because they don't want to actually show up when it comes to doing the work. You want to be a chairman 100, you want to be a chairman 750, a chairman elite, make $1 million a month. What do you got to do? Show up to a presentation? Go to a house and call some people? That's what I got to do to make $1 million a month. That's really all I got to do. Like, you guys realize what we do is not hard. It's simple. What's hard is getting us to all do it together. That's the hard part. But what we do is simple. This is a numbers game, okay? So if you're properly tap routing through your event, you're getting those people, right? Those 2 phone calls, and then you invite those people over to the invite party. You start to just set up your market, set up your system. You're going to have a constant flowing market of inviting, presenting, launching, presenting, customer, blah, 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 blah. You're going to be able to run this in circles around your market. This is a very, very good way to start to establish your market. This is what I did when I started up my business. This is how I ran my business. And then eventually my business got so big, we started doing a leadership meeting every single Friday because we had to separate the boys from men, the women from the girls. And we did that. And everybody was a P600 and up. That's how the chairman group started. I said, okay, these are the runners. Now we're going to monopolize. We're going to go even bigger. Okay? All right. So that's how you kickstart your market. That's how you cultivate your market. Okay? You guys know how to do home events. All right. Now, anyway, from here, all you really got to do, this is the whole entire blueprint. This is it right here. Okay? From here, you can continue to grow. Okay? So from here, what I ended up doing, which is what I would expect you guys to do as well, is the same thing that I said, because this training is almost done. Once I did this and I have my rhythm, inviting, building, got my system, my customer system, blah, 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 everything is all lit, everything's set up, the volume is flowing, we're moving, we're doing what we got to do, we're inside of the market. After that, you're going to start having ranks that pop on your team. You're going to have ranks that start popping in your business, right? Now, you need to allow your ranks to have closer proximity to you and to your mentors for more mentorship. And then that's when you guys can start having like those private like leadership type of groups. So if you're a P600, you shouldn't have your own leadership type group, okay? You have your group with your customers, that's fine. You're working with your customers, you're doing what you're doing. But leave the leadership to the 5Ks and to the chairman. Let them lead you and just be a part of the plan until you are a part of the plan. Do you understand? Yes. And then when you're a part of the plan and you are ready to operate, you have 150s, you have 600s in your organization. You have there. You know, that's it. Boom. Now from there, you can start to think, okay, now this is what I ended up doing. From there, I decided to grow my home events and my work events because now we was doing events. I'm still blitzing. I'm running the play 24 hours. I lost a bunch of weight. I was looking really healthy. I was very happy with myself. Right? Boom. Okay, you guys caught that? Insecurity? All right, anyway. So, so moving forward, over here, from there, we ended up growing into event spaces. Now, there were so many people. There was so much momentum. There's just so much going on. I can't keep showing up to houses at 3, 6, and 9. I can't keep going to just one home event a week. I needed to start scaling into a bigger space. Very, very simple. I repeat this process, this whole mastermind step. I repeat this whole entire process, but instead of doing this at homes, I now set this up at an event space. So I do a mastermind meetup. I'm saying, hey, listen, we're about to dominate this market. We're ready to go into big rooms. Now, when you're ready to go into big rooms, just in case you guys don't know how to set this up, okay? Now, if you know how to set this up, this is what you do. You do the mastermind Zoom. You get the venue, okay? Let me come over here, okay? One, you find a suitable location. Wherever you can run that's also affordable. It does not have to look pretty. Is this place does this place look like how Houston Convention, Texas looked? It didn't, right? But did you guys still receive the value?
Yes.
Right? The location does not matter. You understand that? The location does not matter. You just need to find a suitable location, okay? So you find a suitable location. Next thing that you do is you find out how much money does that location cost to operate weekly. Okay? How much money does that operation cost weekly? If you can afford it, pay for it. If you can't, talk to your leaders who are going to commit to you and have everybody chip in a little bit of money every week. Okay, can everybody put up $40 every week? Can everybody put up $20 every single week so that way we can be able to run this market? Now, if you're going to be accountable to your leader, be accountable. If your leader ever asks you, can you chip in for this weekly event and be there and chip in. If it's $20, be there and chip in. Be present in your business. Don't be that bozo that's like falls back, doesn't chip in the 20, acting mad cheap, but you're buying $20 at McDonald's, but you won't chip in $20 to your business. What you put in is what you're going to get out. Right? So if you don't go broke investing, if you don't go broke in your business, you're never going to blow up. I need you guys to understand that. Okay? So find what that is. If that's still not a suitable option for everybody, find a way to charge at the event. Charge $5 at the door. It's one time a week. Charge $5 at the door. People will pay $5 to show up to the event with guests and IBOs. Okay? Next step, now you have a suitable location. Okay? You know exactly how you're going to fund and finance the event. The third thing that you need to be able to do is now set up the marketing for the event. So this is where you create an event flyer and an invite post. You create an event flyer for your weekly event and you create an invite post. Okay? Boom. Very, very simple. You got a flyer guy, and in case you don't know, big sis over here, which was Amanda. I knew that. I just didn't want to say it and make a mistake again. Okay? All right? So Amanda, you hit up Amanda. Amanda's going to be able to do the flyer for you. She did a fly 40-40 flyer. 40-40 flyer. She's going to be able to do the event flyer for you. You create a really dope post, little emojis. You're going to talk about the time, date, location, X, Y, and Z. You set that up. All right? Same thing like the house event. You run the intro, products, comp plan, testimonial, close, X, Y, and Z, and then you bam from that event. And you go from one event, and you just keep packing out that weekly event. In New York, we rented breather rooms. They were like $200 for the night. We packed out those breather rooms. Within 3-4 weeks, the breather rooms were so packed out, we went to 2 breather rooms. Those breather rooms were so packed out, and then what we ended up doing from there, which is going to be your next step, which we don't have to get too deep into, but from there, then you want to start scaling your events. This is where you rerun the play, you do the next mastermind meetup, and now you start to coordinate. This is going to go into the very, very, very last part of the training, okay? And then we're going to have our social media training to close it out for the night, okay? Then from there, you now get to duplicate your events. So from here, so let's say I have 4 leaders. I'm in West Palm Beach right now, right? So right now, me and Big Rockstar Rico and the whole SoFlo team, we're about to go harder than we've ever went before in the SoFlo market. It's like what we did in New York. So let's say I'm in SoFlo. Well, you guys are from New York, so I was just talking about New York. So let's say you're in Queens. You're running up in Queens. You have a weekly event in Queens. I'm going to find a leader that's now in the Bronx, and I'm going to go launch a Bronx event. So now I have a Queens event on Thursday. I'm going to go launch a Bronx event on Tuesday. So now every Tuesday, I'm at that Bronx event. And then every Thursday, I'm at the Queens event. And then after that, I'm going to find the leader in Queens, and then we're going to go launch a Queens event on Wednesday. So now Tuesday, I'm in the Bronx. Wednesday, I'm in Queens. Thursday, I'm in Brooklyn, or however it is that I said that. You understand? Then I'm going to find another leader, and I'm going to put another leader in Manhattan on Monday. And then I'm going to make sure that I show up to every single one of these events, because I'm the market maker. I'm the impact player. So I show up to every single one of these events. And then before you know it, you're going to have 4 events happening in one market, just in your hood, in different parts of your hood. You're going to have 4 events every day of the week, and your volume is going to be growing every single day of the week. Every single day. That's how you start to duplicate. And you're ready for the scary part? You ready for the scary numbers?
Yeah.
I need you guys to pull out your calculator. Okay? This is what I call the IBO formula. Okay? This is what I call the IBO formula. Alrighty? Now think about this. If you have 4 events running a week now, let's say you scaled up, you're up to 4 events a week. I need you guys to think big because you guys need goals to where you're going to get to. If you do home events, you're not stopping. From home events, you're doing big events. From big events, you're doing multiple events. From multiple events, we're going to start popping regionals in your area and pulling up to your city. You understand? Yes. So this is all possible because it took us only 6 months to get this done. And in 6 months, that's how long it took me to pop chairman, in case you guys didn't know in this industry. 6 months took me to pop chairman doing this with 0 network. So from 6 months from now, you guys can be chairman running this formula in your city. That's how effective this is. You just need to be able to move in your business. So let's say you have 4 people. Now, before you use your calculators, hold on. Let's say you have 4 people. You got 4 events, right? Or maybe you can't use your calculator. I just don't know how to do this math properly. You have 4 events, okay? Let's say one person, you have 1 leader at each event. And there's 1 person signing up every day at each event. How many people do you have going into your business a week? 4. Let's say 1 signs up Monday, 1 signs up Tuesday, 1 signs up Wednesday, 1 signs up Thursday. How many people a week do you have going in your business? 4. Because when you do an event, there's always at least 1 person. Without fail, there's at least always 1 person that gets started. Okay? So you have 4 people at your event. Now, let's say you have 2 leaders, 2 runners that are recruiting to that event. And there are 2 signups now happening in that event. And you have 2 signups a day in each event. How many signups do you have a week in your business? 8. You now have 8 people a week in your business, right? Now, check this out. If you have 8 people signing up a week, right? What is 8 times 4?
32.
32. Okay? Are you ready for this? What is 32? I'm not going to duplicate it yet. But give me 32 plus 32 plus 32 plus 32 plus 32. How much is that? 60. You have about 160 people in your team within 6 months of your business. Now that's not the magic. That's not the magic. That's not the magic. Okay? So if everything stays consistent, you have a minimum of how many customers in your business? 160. Now, what if you had 3 leaders running in one market? What if you have 4 leaders running in one market? What if you have 5 leaders running in one market? What if you have 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 or you have 10 leaders running in one market? How many people can you expect to sign up a day in your business? Let's say you have 10 people now a day getting started from one particular event. That's almost 40 people a week. Do you see how this can start to multiply? Now I'm going to show you the craziest thing. If your business starts to duplicate, okay, if your business starts to duplicate, Nano says it's best, right? A chairman is a P150 who what?
Never quits.
A chairman's a P150 who never quit. So if we're tap rooting and the business is expanding and expanding and expanding and expanding and expanding and expanding and expanding, do this. Do 3 times 3. So if 3 people get 3, that's 9. Times 3. Times 3. Times 3. 243. Times 3.
729.
So 3 gets 3 gets 3 gets 3 gets 3 gets 3 is 6 months. If you add all that up, you'll have 2,187 people in your business. That is already Chairman 25 inside of your business within 6 months of running. And that's everybody just pushing play. Running the play, running it up, running it up, running up, running up, running up. This was always my mindset, to be able to run events. So this is the IBO formula. This is the IBO strategy. This is how you guys are able to go chairman through events. You guys got this whole part down?
Yes.
We're going to run events.
Yeah.
From the events, we're going to do what? And once we have those numbers, we're going to start what? We're going to start blitzing. And after we start blitzing, we're going to start identifying our who? Our leaders. And once we start identifying our leaders, we're going to run a what? And from the mastermind, we're going to run this 3-step play. You guys are going to start building up your market. Family, if you guys do this when you go home from here, I can promise you, from this day forward, you will see movement and volume inside of your organization. But we need people to be able to run the play. So I'm going to ask this question. For all the leaders that's in here right now, who in here would be willing, who in here feels able and wants to commit, and even if it's not today, or even if it's not this week, who in here wants to commit to running weekly events, starting with a home events in their market?
Oh yeah.
Every single person in here.
Oh yeah.
Don't lie to me.
Oh yeah.
Okay, are y'all sure? Because I'm about to hit my leaders with a curveball right now.
What's up?
You guys all sure you guys want to be able to run events?
Yep.
All righty. I want to be able to start an event coaching program with this group right here. And every single week, we can check in and we can start training on how to do home events. And we'll be able to check in every week, and we're going to give you guys set goals to run these home events. And for every single goal that we set, week after week after week, week 1 is going to be do this, that, and the third. If that is not done by the end of the week, you get dropped out of the program. You get kicked and removed out of the Telegram, and nobody can be added to this group that we're about to. So nobody outside of this room can get added. It's only the people that's in this room. You understand?
Yes.
You pass week 1's activity, we're going to bring you to week 2. You pass week 2's activity, we're going to bring you to week 3. And if you keep up with the mentorship, you keep up with the events, with how we're going to help you run these events, by the time we're at the end of that coaching program, you guys are all going to absolutely be popping P600s left and right like Pringles inside of your market. So you guys sure y'all want that? Yeah. Sure y'all want that? No, I don't know. No, I don't know. What? One more. Oh, yeah, so y'all ready? I know some of y'all are going to get kicked out of that chat. Just letting you know. But I'll give y'all an A for effort. Or E, however that goes. Alrighty? So we're going to get ready, right? Let's have Chelsea stop this. Chelsea, thank you so much.
No problem.